Welcome to the Monday Morning Wake Up Call with your host, Kerry Ramage, managing broker at Remax Elite, and Heather Holiday, your social marketing nut, talking about hottest real estate topics with a little weekly activity and motivation for the week. Good morning and happy Monday.
Happy Monday. I can't believe the last Monday in November.
Almost December, almost the end of the year. Where did this year go? It's like craziness.
It really is. I was like thinking back this morning as I was watching the news, and I was like, we're like year 2 into COVID. And I was trying to remember, like, when were people starting to get vaccinations? And like, that was just the beginning of this year. It's like, I don't know. Time is flying is really the point that I'm trying to make.
It
Time
is.
is flying.
No, that is that's true. Yeah, because what, January, February into March, is that when the shots came available?
I think so, so I was trying to, like, the 2 years, 2020 and 2021 have really meshed into one. And now we're coming off of Thanksgiving. So we're doing our reflection and gratitudes, it's a lot to reflect on, honestly.
This year, I mean, it's been an interesting year, real estate wise, personal wise. I mean, I feel I got a lot accomplished. I had the best year business wise ever. I took 3 vacations, which is super rare. And of course, all my weekend, getaways. We did a lot of playing. So it was like I worked hard, but I played hard. And that wasn't always the case. But being able to go on the family vacations for the family reunions and stuff, we didn't do that in 2020, obviously. That was very emotional to be able to do that again. And I mean, everything, because even R4 was completely different. I loved it because it was like
smaller, more intimate. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I love the big R4. There's no doubt about it. The energy and stuff. This was a little different. I thought they did it well. I mean, I really enjoyed that. So
yeah,
let us know where you're tuning in from. Make sure to give StreamYard permission.
So we know who's commenting.
Who's saying what?
Oh, that's funny.
Yes, it's been a long year.
Yeah, it has. So we're coming off of Thanksgiving, which for me was small but nice. Many of you may have seen on my Facebook post, but my mother's oldest brother, he was 89. I mean, talk about a life well lived. 89 years old, passed away. And, for sure, especially when a member of your family passes away during holiday season, and some of you may remember my dad passed away in 2008 on Christmas Eve. And people always go, oh, what a terrible time of year. I have this thing. I believe it's so that they're always a part of our holiday. My dad loved Christmas, so I feel like it's made him always be a part of our holiday because that's when he passed away. But back to my uncle, you look back 89 years, my uncle was never in the hospital, not a day in his life until last week. And, it just makes you look back at family, and you hope that as that generation of your aunts and uncles, your parents, get smaller, that you still keep connected with your cousins. It's easier to keep connected with your sisters and your brothers, but are you going to keep that extended family connected? So it's nice that you guys got to do that family reunion this year.
Yes. And for me, it's a little weird because I'm like, my mom's the oldest, my dad's the oldest. So my cousins on both sides are the same as my nieces and nephews on Leo's side. Like they're like they're well, like 10, 15 years younger than me.
Than you.
It's very interesting, the dynamic of that. Like they're just now getting married and just starting their families. And mine, Hunter turns 21 and 18. So they're almost
He's almost that
right in the
generation.
middle.
Yeah.
Between me and like my kids. So I'm, like my aunts and uncles, I'm closer with because they're closer and like to my age. So it's
Right. Right.
first, yeah. So it's just it's an interesting dynamic, and but yeah, for to be able to see everyone, and people had babies, so I got to see all these babies, and some of them had two babies, during COVID, and so there are lots of new babies that I hadn't been able to see, and that was, babies are always fun when they're not yours.
Right.
I
Right.
shouldn't say
For
that. I mean,
sure.
you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
For sure.
I mean, I'm anxious for grandbabies for sure, but not, I'm not don't want any babies living in my house.
Right. I'm with you. I'm
Over
with you.
that.
So if you're listening to us, just, shoot us a little comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from, and let us know what you're grateful for this year, or what you're thankful for.
And a reflection. I mean, what did we learn this year? I feel the last 2 years have kind of been molded into one as far as the tools and things that we've been able to take to another level. One of them, big thing was getting all of our audio files to be able to have this as a podcast, not
Yep.
just, a live cast. And now we have our own website. So we have blogs for each of the live casts that we do. So we were able to enhance on that, which is pretty cool. We got to do another virtual business planning. I got to do one on the road in Atlanta. I'm very rusty when it comes to that, or it's a lot easier. It definitely was interesting doing it in person because
Well,
that
I
was
would think in person is, especially if you haven't done it in a while, because when we do this on here, it's 30 minutes. So, but when it's in person,
well, and I remember because now it's so much easier doing just your vision boarding. I mean, that was like a full morning
yeah,
session,
yeah,
with the cutting and pasting and all these magazines. You're just trying to find one word that you want or a photo, whereas now
right,
everything's digital. So like after an hour, everybody has this really awesome, and Canva, already has the templates right there. Just, find the photo, drag and drop, and you're done. So just that aspect alone was like an hour versus, like 3.5 hours.
right, for
It was
sure.
like, okay,
Sure.
okay.
I know. Well, and it's funny, and I like you say, as we reflect back on the last year or the last 2 years, it's just I've gotten to do so much more education because of video.
Yes.
And so here, this is sort of a weird tie-in back to my uncle's funeral for just a minute. So my mother is really not well enough to travel up north in the winter, so she opted not to go. So we attended the wake, and we'll attend the funeral this afternoon via video, via live stream. That was interesting, but it at least it gave her some closure, if that makes sense. So,
As sad as that was last year, it
mm-hmm.
has made it so more can be able to go, because some are, I mean, my father, I mean, they're all in Germany. So it's
Yeah,
not, that for the traveling, it's just not always realistic for everybody. So on that part of it, being able to do it live stream, it does help with the closure, or for those that can't travel and the unknown.
right.
I know I've been camping, and I remember the people next door they're like, well, we just have to be back by 1 because we have a funeral via
To
Zoom.
attend.
That's
Yeah.
a little
So I mean,
weird.
it's a whole new world. It's a whole new
It is.
world. So as we reflect on that, I mean, I think it's amazing. I mean, even when I watch the news in the morning, when you used to have like the actors and the actresses or whomever live in studio, now they're actually live streaming, the interviews, which is it just gives you an opportunity to see more or learn more or know more. But I'm very thankful for being able to get more education. It's a little bit harder too, because what happens is you're live streaming it, and you guys know, you've seen me a lot of times wave to people at my door. People are at my door, they want to come in, and I'm trying to focus, so it's a little harder. But a lot of times you get the replay, so then you can watch it again during
To
the
me,
replay.
it's the replays, because I can be doing that while I'm working, yeah, at 5:30 in the morning. That's when I'm able to have the time without the interruptions to just drink
Right.
my coffee and, be working on one screen, have it playing on another. But definitely I think the technology has, and our abilities to use it and it not be like crazy, because we probably, 2 years ago, if somebody said we're going to Zoom in for a funeral, I
I would have
mean,
thought you was crazy.
right. But
It's
I mean,
crazy.
and the same thing, I mean, within the Remax groups, being able to do weekly live trainings using a platform like this, and just being able to have people all over the world come in and join to be able to educate, teach, show what they do, it just makes everything more accessible
Yeah.
versus having like a huge venue and, then you need sponsors, you need to do this and do this and do this. Now I feel, and even the Zoom meetings that I do with the agents, it's like nothing now. But 2 years ago, it was only the few that were okay with being on video. It's like, you don't need to show your face, but why not? Like, I
What?
still have
Right.
my
I know what you look like. I've
right.
seen you.
So it's like, oh, I
I
don't have my
promise you.
face. But so many agents, like, they don't care anymore. They're just getting done with the gym and we're having our Zoom meeting. It's not that way anymore. So I feel that's allowed us to get a lot more comfortable, and it is what it is. Who cares?
Mhm, mhm.
Which has been great because it allows us to have a better reach, education, learning, just even little coaching sessions, whatever.
Right.
That's been amazing because of the technology and what we've learned in the last couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So our friend Alicia Hart posted this little thing on Facebook. I don't know if it was this morning or yesterday morning, and I saw it and I thought, oh, this would be perfect for this morning. Um, I think you have the graphic. Yeah, there we go. So Christmas to-do list or holiday to-do list or happy Hanukkah to-do list as Hanukkah started. But I love this. I love this. Be present. That's what your children and your family want from you.
No,
And
mine really want presents. They want very
oh,
expensive presents.
oh, okay. Mine, okay, so then I'll just be happy to say that, and if for those of you who watched last year, Gavin got a car last year, but last year and even this year, when I say to my kids, and even the year before, what would you like? What's that thing? And both of them have been really good. They've both been like, there's nothing that we have to have. So that's been pretty
That's
cool. So
Hunter. He just gives me a list of books. Jessica,
yeah,
now that she has a car that she's obsessed with,
she
as
wants
much
stuff for the
as my
car.
Jeep, she wants, and
Yeah.
she works, gosh, she works 2 full-time jobs.
Wow.
So she
See,
like
but
has
so
all that
that's
stuff.
good. So, but be present. Be present for your family, for your customers, for your friends. I like the next one too. Don't wrap gifts, but wrap someone in a hug. And you and I both know we're not really huge huggers.
I didn't think I was until the
But
whole
maybe you
COVID
are
thing,
now.
and then I just wanted a green flashing light that just says, "Hug me," and I never ever thought of myself to be a hugger unless there's alcohol involved. Then I'm a hugger, but really, I never considered myself to be a hugger until, the whole COVID thing hit. And then I really just needed that. And being sitting in my little she shed office by myself. I don't know people up here in Tennessee. So of course, when I do go to Florida and all my family's there, I just want to hug. And
Yeah, yeah.
that was something very interesting I found out about myself. Because right, never considered, I'm not a hugger. I'm just never thought of that, but I
Right?
want to hug.
I'm with you. I'm with you. So instead of sending gifts, send peace.
I like that, especially in these times. Peace is good.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Positivity.
I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes even like with our family and friends, and sometimes we get caught up in whatever the politics of the time or things that are going on, and you end up having words with your family and friends, and let's not do that. I think at the end of the day, we all want the same thing for each other. We all want to be happy. We all want to be healthy. We all want to be happy, healthy, and there's another word. wise. Happy, healthy, and wise. No, I don't know if that's right. But
Prosperous.
prosperous, happy, healthy, and prosperous. I think we all want the same for ourselves and for others. So remember that when you're interacting with others, and then instead of shopping for food, this is a huge pet peeve of mine. We had a great Thanksgiving luncheon here at the office, but sometimes we all bring so much food. Instead of everybody bringing one dish, everybody wants to give and they want to, you know, do more. And so everybody brings 3 dishes. And it's like, we don't need 3 dishes from everybody because I'm, the waste. The waste is a big thing to me. I hate being wasteful, especially with food. So when you're making food for you and your family, make sure you're making enough that they're going to eat. And if they do leftovers, great. If they don't do leftovers, then make less. But then take what you're not spending on your food and donate food to others. There are a lot of us who have been who have had a great year, like you just said. It's been your best year in business. It's going to be my best year in business too. But there's many people who have suffered from the pandemic. I mean, there's a lot of people in the service industry who couldn't work for a good portion of the year. So remember those people, so donate food. I mean, I saw something recently, you probably saw it too. Think about what you're donating. Think about what you're donating. And so when you donate, say, a box of macaroni and cheese, that macaroni and cheese needs milk and butter. And does the person who's receiving that box of macaroni and cheese have the milk and butter? So just be more thoughtful about what you're donating. Instead of mac and cheese, just make it macaroni, because then you can have water to boil it in and then a jar of tomato sauce, But you know what I'm saying? Don't, like, a box of biscuits requires milk or butter or something that somebody may not have. So not only just, or here's the other one, can opener.
Can open. Well, I would hope.
Can opener to open those cans that we're donating. I think it's just you, Karen. Oh, see, now it just cleared up. Karen's commenting. She was saying our photos look fuzzy, but I think that was her. Or a can opener. We're giving people cans of food. Do they have a can opener? Can they open the can? So donate some can openers too.
Yeah, don't even think about that.
Right. And
apparently we don't have one in our camper, and I got a bunch of beans and stuff for our last trip, and we don't have a can opener in our camper.
In your camper. See? You don't even think about
that. Okay, didn't think about that.
You don't even think about that. So
I like the last one of be the light, and I feel that's what I try to do. That's, very much like the peace, but to be the light.
Yeah. Positivity, not negativity. Look at the good rather than the bad. Try to uplift others. And it's easy to get bogged down with the stuff. Like for you, you're having ACL.
I mean,
you're having ACL surgery.
Worse, healthy wise. I mean, like the last time I went to the walk-in clinic was when I lived down in Florida, and I got attacked by that hawk in the parking lot. So I don't even have like a primary, like I do what I have to do. But this year has been the worst year health wise. And I'll say, like, I mean, even getting the shot, where I know it's so controversial, but like there literally, I mean, are people who are allergic to it.
Yeah.
And the fallback from just one shot, and how truly allergic apparently I am. I have a year's worth of medicine and have been to 3 hospitals, and I don't even know how many walk-in clinics since July. Which is sad because, you watch the news and it just makes me feel bad. Like I shouldn't go anywhere without getting, the next shot. But I'm like, it'll probably kill me. Like and every doctor's like, well, obviously you can't do that, because you'll probably die. I don't even know. But, I mean, and it makes me feel sad, and I don't know. And it's horrible. It's a horrible feeling because I feel like I'm not doing my part, and I don't know.
Yeah, so it's easy to get bogged down with that kind of stuff, and you know you have to just talk yourself into staying positive, be thankful for the blessings you've received, um, maybe share some of your blessings with others, you know. But it is easy. Uh, it is easy to get bogged down sometimes
Well, I definitely, I mean, the biggest thing is definitely the holidays and then hurting my knee, and I'm incapable of doing what I want to do. And I guess I mean, I've always done I love decorating my house for the holidays. Like it's just my thing. Like I married a holiday. My husband may be a Grinch and doesn't care, but I married a holiday for a reason. I love my holidays. So to not be able, it's like, okay, well, what can I do that I'll be able to, that somebody's going to pick up afterwards. Um,
right.
so now it's like, and Leo's like all into watching all these Christmas movies, which only makes me want to decorate even more because
Oh, that's
it
funny.
feels so bland. And I'm
Is he
just like,
watching? Is he watching Hallmark Christmas
we
movies?
don't
Or?
have Hallmark. I
Okay.
know there's like a channel specifically for Hallmark, but he's on Netflix and
Okay.
he just does a search for Christmas. So we're watching every Christmas show
Every Christmas movie ever.
that's
That's
on
awesome.
Netflix, which there is a lot.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think there's more than you could ever watch.
Yeah, right. So it's like we're watching all these things, and it only makes me, then I look around and I'm like, I don't have all my Christmas stuff that I normally would do out. So that just makes me want to do it more. And I'm like, slow down. Like you can't, you never see the kids to have them come and bring me all the stuff. And then what's going to happen after Christmas?
Right.
Somebody's going to have to pick it up, and they're probably not. So. The only thing I ever asked for a Christmas present is I just want a family photo. That's it. Like, and then of course that didn't happen Thanksgiving. I was trying to do the reenactment photo. That didn't happen. And of course it's like between school and work, like I never see the kids. Like they leave first thing in the morning and they come home when I'm well asleep. So.
Right. Well, yeah, it's funny because Gavin, I always say to him, I'm usually in bed before he comes home from work or whatever. And I'm always like, wake me up when you get home so I know you're safe.
No, I don't do that.
Oh, you don't?
Asleep. No. Well, no, not anymore. I think we used to stay up, or I used to track them, but no, not anymore. Not anymore. It's all good.
It's funny. So my friend Jamie Columbus watches us a lot, and he made a post on Thanksgiving. His mother is 91 and hosted their Thanksgiving dinner, and he posted, still the best host ever. And I mean, I think that's amazing to still have your mom and be celebrating her. And then he posted he met his great niece as well. So it was like his mom and then an infant. And how many generations is that? If that's his great niece, holy mackerel, great niece, that would be his mother's great grandchild. Right. So what is that? 5 generations?
Wow. See, and for me, it's like Thanksgiving.
Right, I have that right? Yeah.
I haven't really done, I mean, since I was a little kid, like my parents would go to Vegas on Thanksgiving. I don't know if it was cheaper, but that's basically what they did. And I don't like stuffing. I don't like turkey. I like turkey the next day when it's cold.
I do too.
That's it. But I'm not, I like cold. I like turkey with mayonnaise. I'm just one of those weird people. So it's never really been like a huge holiday. Plus Christmas, it's like we have 23 birthdays in December, just like immediate family. And then you have Christmas and like the family's so big. So for me, I kind of liked always just like a small Thanksgiving or, a Friendsgiving, just, with friends was just never really my thing. And we still do the ham. I basically do a Christmas dinner for Thanksgiving because that's what I'll eat. But so it's kind of weird, and I feel bad for my kids that it's never, I mean, we tried to do the whole going out to eat one year, and holy crap, like the line at Cracker Barrel was like,
oh, really?
It reminded me of like trying to watch E.T. in the 80s at Palms 8. And we could never, the line, just like, I don't know if you remember that. So I remember
it well. I remember it well. I think I was in ninth grade or eighth grade. You must have been like in second grade or
I
something
was
ridiculous.
pretty young, but I remember we watched, I think, like night shift, like stuff we shouldn't have watched, but it was the only thing that was like you could see at that, by the time we got up there, like it was all full.
That's hilarious.
And I think that was the only real movie theater like south,
There
Milford.
was there
Wow.
was a little one up on US 1 by the Winn-Dixie, US 1 in Port Malabar Boulevard. There was a
But what
Winn-Dixie
at
there.
that time though?
It probably closed when I was in. Well, I moved here eighth grade. It probably closed when I was in ninth grade.
Okay, so because I don't
It
remember.
only had two movies. Two.
Yeah, I don't even remember a theater being there because I lived right there too.
Yeah. Yeah, you lived right there because weren't you off of Bianca? My best friend was off of
I was
Bianca.
right on Port Malabar
Okay.
Boulevard,
Yeah.
like 4 houses from the park.
Wow. Okay. So yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that was, or maybe it was just one theater. I don't remember. And then they always had the one in Satellite Beach that was there.
And
So
they had the drive-in. We used to do that, but the mosquitoes and it was
I
hot and
know.
oh, it's just disgusting. We
I
have
know.
we have a drive-in here.
Do
So
you?
it's but now it's like you just put it on whatever radio station
Right?
that is on there so you don't have to have like the window open listening to the box letting all the mosquitoes in. And it was like brutally hot in Florida. So it was just like no, I don't want to go to the drive-in, but I guess, we thought it was cool as kids. It doesn't bother you as much.
So we're thankful for air conditioning and no
Yes.
mosquitoes.
We rarely have mosquitoes up here.
That's nice.
Yes,
I don't
and
know.
fire ants. I just saw my first fire ants,
Oh wow.
and it looks totally different when you have a hill that's in that red clay stuff. Because I was like,
Right.
"What is this?"
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I guess it would be the same. That's just our dirt. A lot harder for them, I'm sure, though. Sand is very easy." So
Yep.
yeah, I mean that's the reflections and gratitude.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot. It'll be interesting what happens over the holidays and into next year as far as the real estate market goes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it seems to be crazy everywhere.
It really does. It really, really does. Super busy. Interest rates are still low, which makes for a good market. Uh, and sales are still happening. People are still needing to move. People are relocating. People are tired of being stuck in I mean, we had so many people move from the Northeast New England area because they could work remotely and were tired of being stuck in their house, so they came down here to Florida. There's been a
Yeah,
lot
I mean,
of
same
that.
thing. I want to say I read somewhere like Tennessee is like almost number one for new people moving
Yeah,
in. And
yeah,
I guess because it is kind of like centrally located and same as like Florida,
yeah,
pretty open at least over here on the east part.
right.
It's interesting because yeah, I mean, people can basically work remotely from anywhere. And where do you want to be?
Yeah, yeah. If you have that opportunity, take that opportunity and live wherever you've dreamed of. For sure, for sure. So our weekly activity is pay attention to your thoughts this week. That's a big thing to me. Like, make sure your thoughts are being positive, and if you're having a negative thought, talk yourself out of it. And as Zig Ziglar would say, get rid of your stinking thinking. Gotta love Zig
and,
Ziglar.
and I don't have my words of wisdom, but I know it went with that. But I didn't have it open.
Oh, you want me to read it for you?
Yes.
We all need a daily checkup from the neck up to avoid stinking thinking, which ultimately leads to hardening of the attitudes. Also from Zig Ziglar.
And I've always heard the checkup from the neck up, but I hadn't heard it with the rest of it. But that kind of resonated with me because I'm just still over here having like a pity party over my freaking knee.
And I asked you how your foot was, and it's your knee.
It's still
Already
like the
attached to
leg.
your leg. And here, Melissa Bailey is saying she's lots and lots of relocation, and she's probably going to have a record month. And I think you're in Georgia, right, Melissa?
Yeah,
Yeah.
North Georgia.
North Georgia, which actually I'm seeing a lot of people buying second homes there. It's kind of, I have it in the back of my brain. That might be something. I got to work on the house with the boat dock. Maybe a house in North Georgia. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, that's where I wanted to go, but because of state taxes or whatever. Where Tennessee is like Florida, we don't have the state income.
Oh, gotcha.
To me, I'm like, they're gonna get you one way or another. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I know someone.
I'll remember that, Melissa.
It's a great, but so we have the next couple weeks for December as we're working on all of our 2022 content and getting our schedule together. We are going to play our top 4 downloaded podcasts from our shows. And we will start with, number 4, work our way up to our number 1 show of the year. So look forward to those. There'll be replays. We'll be on them for sure, interacting, but we can't wait. And of course, you know how to find us. If you have any suggestions for shows, we'd love to hear them. Make sure to go to mondaymorningwakeupcall.com. You can, subscribe to the podcast. You can read our blogs. We have, you can always rewatch the Elevate sessions that we had. If you get, you missed a week or want to start from new, go for it. And of course, you know how to find us if you have any questions. And I guess until next week, next year,
2022, we'll be back.
Wake up, kick ass, and repeat, everybody.